All right, we're gonna make a rivet, and so just to give you a quick kind of equation on how to make a rivet and like what length it needs to be. I don't know if these numbers are exact, but it seems to work for what I'm doing. So I'm gonna make a 1-inch rivet because it's just an easy number to remember. So I always do it millimeters, so it's 25 millimeters roughly. So I'm doing, my rivet length is 25 millimeters, and that's before the head is shaped. So I'm gonna say it's 25 millimeter. And then my stock diameter that I'm using a lot are about 10 millimeters. I've got some 10 in there, but I'm going to use some 8 millimeter for this. So I've got rivet length 25, stock diameter is 8 millimeters. So my overall length is 25 plus my diameter, and then half of my diameter, which is 4. So that comes out to a total of 37 millimeters, and that's the length that I need to cut off of my 8 mil stock. And I'll show you what I've got set up over here. You can do this a bunch of different ways. There's special tools you can buy. I had a chunk of this, and I can actually cut this in half and make I can make a bunch of these out of this, really, 3 or 4 of them. But what I did is I found a 5/16 drill bit and roughly found center of this stock, and I drilled down into this piece of stock. And I've got my drills in the forge here, and I'm going to pull it out. I've got some micrometers set up at roughly my length that I need to cut off, which is 37 millimeters. And so I'll mark that, and then I'll hot cut it off. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's already warmed up the fire. All right, so I'll pull it out here. Measure off roughly. Right there, and then I'm going to mark it, rotate, 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 rotate. So that gives me a nice even cut all the way around that's pretty consistent, and then it kind of creates a taper that cuts towards the center. And instead of creating a flat spot, I want to keep that next piece nice and tapered in so it inserts into the tool easier. So when I've got it almost cut through, and then I stop and I straighten it up on the forge or on the anvil, and so you can see it's cut and tapered in like that. Stick it back in the forge, get it hot again, and when it comes out, I'm going to insert it in there. And one of the reasons I want to keep it attached, because I got this long piece of metal, and so it's a handle that I can hang on to. I can use the stock as a handle. It's easier to manipulate. So when it comes out, I'll simply stick it in this hole, and I'll twist my stock, and that will shear it off, and it'll leave it in there. I can stick that back in the forge so it can heat up for the next rivet, and then I'll lay this on the anvil. And the nice thing about having a long piece like this is I can lay that on the anvil with my glove on, and then just be able to quickly make my rivet. So it's up to heat, and so we're gonna go ahead and make it. So I'll pull it out, insert it in there, twist it off, put that back in there for the next heat. Boom. Then I'll come over here, and this is a quick way to do it. Just using the hose. I don't have a water bucket, but I'm quickly quenching it off. And what that's doing, it's that metal is expanded from the heat, so this is gonna help shrink it down, so it'll make it a little bit easier to pull out. Boom, there you go. There you have a rivet. That was a little cattywampus because I hit it wrong. One thing that'll also help release the rivet from in here is if you take up some oil. I've got some knockoff WD-40, and beforehand just squirt it in there, and that'll help lube that up so the metal won't stick in there as easily. So kind of a tip there. So I hope that helps.